Nice to have you here. Welcome to this video. Today we will be polishing with these new pads. The new CHEMICALWORKZ pads are here. I have got the first group, which are heavy cut, medium and finish pad in 125mm. This is also available in 75mm and in the future in even smaller sizes. Today we will be working on the BMW E. We will be testing the pads on the surface. Severe scratches. Let's see how the individual pads perform. What should one pay attention to? Everything else now in the video. Let's go. Have fun. I will polish a surface side by side with all three pads now, and then you can clearly see the differences in the cut level and also in the gloss level. And before that, let's take a closer look at one of the pads. You can see here a half trapezoidal shape with rounded edges, no sharp corners, because that is always the first thing that frays on such a pad. That's why these edges are completely rounded and in full form. You can also see here that the Velcro is attached in such a way that it leaves a little space to the edge. When the plate presses down here, it pushes a bit into the pad. I can't compress the pad at all. Look, I'm more likely to be pressing the paint in. So it really has a very strong stability. And that's why this small edge was left free, so that when you polish against edges, you still have a small protection zone here. So a lot of long-term experience from the individual testers and team members has really gone into this. It's truly a very nice thing. Let's go to the surface and take a look at what we are dealing with today. We'll switch the light and you'll soon see what battlefield awaits here. So I believe I really put a lot of effort into this, as it was intentionally created by me, because we really need very worn paint. We really need a large damage pattern. So if your paint looks like this, you should definitely start polishing at the latest. But I really wanted to make the damage pattern as large as possible. I hope your car doesn't look like this, just so you have a comparison. We're now going to divide this into 3 sections. And I'll quickly polish here in fast motion with a finish pad, medium pad and heavy cut pad. Then we'll take a look at the differences. So I have applied the polish to each respective pad. I used the same polish and also had the same large areas available. The scratches are also the same. This means that the pad actually gives us the most resonance here. The majority of the performance comes from the pad. And in the end, I just want to show you the differences. I think this can illustrate it well. So, in terms of handling, what can I say? The pads can be easily opened on the Velcro. They can also be removed very easily. They are not extremely tight, but they are also not completely loose, so it just works. You can tell there's real know-how behind it. And the same goes for the medium pad and also here for the heavy cut pad. You can also tell that this is a whole different league compared to the blue one in terms of strength. And afterwards, you will see much more about this. It's really impressive what the team has accomplished here, and that you can still make such a leap forward in this sector with the polishing pads is amazing. More information is coming now. I have already given you some information in the voiceover. So, one must clearly say that the jump from finish pad to medium, that is from black to blue, is really very significant. You can immediately notice it when you have both pads in hand or when working on the surface. The jump to the grey heavy cut pad is also very noticeable. So the gradation is quite broad, and with that, you have a very wide polishing spectrum. And I will now take the tape off here. You can also see here that it has clearly suffered on the side because the pad is simply too hard. Logically, the areas were also very narrow overall, but still, it has really held up well. I thought it would give way more easily because the load was so strong. Look here. What a difference this is. I'll just move this aside for a moment. You can clearly see that there are still some defects present. So these deeper issues are actually quite extensive. Logically, this is also a finish pad. Here, I will polish over it briefly again. Now we have a much clearer picture again. So you can see here that scratch residues are really the most significant. This pad, but logically this is also the finish pad. Still we have a very clear surface, but the damages are simply too high. I want to show you the difference between finish pad medium and heavy cut. Just on the surface, so here with the light, you can see that there are still clearly damages present. Let's go to the middle here, and you can already see, logically at the edge of the tape, since I am not polishing on the tape, the small edges are not super 100% sharp. But we can see here that a medium cut pad definitely shows a very nice performance. We still have 1 or 2 small issues, but remember how the surface looked before, but it has already shown a really strong performance. So here, I also believe that the blue pad and I use the same polish everywhere, so that in the end, only the pad is the decisive factor. We still have a few minor defects in there, logically given the initial condition. And now let's go to the heavy cut area. And you can see here it shines completely in blue. So the cutting performance has been extremely good. This is absolutely insane. Whoever says, okay, for example, the finish is not enough for me, I will show that again shortly. We will divide this area at the back again to see how strong the haze is that this pad might produce because it is just so abrasive. I will test that with you shortly, but you can already see the huge differences. And what is also clear is that the medium pad really brings such good abrasion and still achieves a wonderful finish. So it is absolutely top-notch. You are really equipped with super pads here in 21. Now we will do the test again. I will go over the area at the back with the finish pad again. I will divide this here again. So here I pulled a small piece of tape again and then went over it with the finish pad. Here too, really without much pressure, just to achieve the finish, to make this difference visible if it exists. Let's take a look at this in comparison. We have no transition here, we have no sharp edge. This means that the combination in this case on the paint, given the damage pattern, has already worked its way to the entire finish. So this is also a good indication of how high quality the foam is, so it works very, very well. Here, for example, after the round on the paint on the car with the damage pattern, no further pass was necessary. What I want to test now is to significantly overload the heavy cut pad, and so to speak, really torture it, to see how stable, how shape stable, and how heat stable they are. And here I would also put the 55 on it for such a test, so that the cutting performance and heat development are a bit higher. Now just for my test. And let's go one section further here. You can see the difference here. We're going to go on this now. I'm not using any tape now. We are really going to massively overload the pad. I want to see how stable the whole thing remains and if it breaks in any way. But this is really an absolute stress test. So here I have to make it very clear, guys. Please do not try this at home. Please. Do not take out your heavy cut pads and start burning through your paint. Leave the testing to me here. And the whole thing has actually been 1 minute, but for you in fast motion. And then let's take a look at the little steam oven here. I think you can see it. And for what I just did here, it is still extremely tough. But I just want to completely exaggerate it here. Because I want to know, look here, it doesn't even collapse. That's exactly what I mean. Look here, you are more pressing the paint and the roof than the pad here. I'll do another round. I want to know what this can withstand. Here again in fast motion, real 40 seconds. I pressed massively on the surface. You can also see how it really pushes the roof down, so that was already extreme stress. I hope you will never work like that. Please don't do it. 2001, so extreme pressure and the thing will steam until it gives out. And now look here, I press and it hardly sinks in at all. I can't press the pad flat. Rather, I am pressing the roof in. So heat stable. Absolutely top. And here you see, still boiling. Shall we quickly take a look at the surface to see how it looks now? Just a reminder, please do not replicate this. This was not a polishing guide, and you should not work on the vehicle like this. This is the definition of the X. We have no holograms in it. We have worked the polish into the finish. We have an absolutely clear image here. We have no scratches on the surface anymore. That was torture for the pad, but it handled it easily. It was torment for the machine. It was torment for the paint surface. But the defects are completely gone, and we have an absolute top shine. So there is also no haze that we have introduced here. So, what else do you need as evidence? The heavy cut pad was able to ventilate here for 2 minutes. I went over to the table and set up the camera to see how it is in terms of compressive hardness. And look, nothing is being compressed. We can also compress both of them again for comparison. And you can see that they cannot be compressed. Even the extremely tortured heavy cut pad can easily keep up with the very relaxed medium pad here. I'll press it down hard. It doesn't work. So they are really super stable. Here with the finish pad, it looks different. Obviously, it compresses immediately. So the foam of the heavy cut pad is absolutely top notch. You have also seen that it can be done very, very well. In the future, there will also be more videos with these pads, where I will show you their application again. We'll look at the 75mm pads at another point because otherwise the video will just be way too long. I just wanted to show you what the pads can do. My tip, you have also seen it here on the E-roof. If you have normal scratches, I would recommend doing the test spot. For those who don't know what that is, it helps to find out what is needed on the surface. I would recommend, especially if you are working with Sonax polishers, to do a test spot with the Sonax X and the blue pad. With that, you can wonderfully orient yourselves. Where is the journey heading? Is it already more than sufficient? Then in 2021, you simply continue working with it and have handled it as a one-step topic, so to speak, all in one step. Or do you say, there are still really quite a few scratches and the scratch pattern is still stronger? Then you know here, this is your best friend. And afterwards, you can simply do the gloss finish just like we just did. Then you have a two-step system for maximum performance in material removal. Nice finish. You simply take this as an all-in-one solution now from this trio. That means you don't have to do this, then that, then the other, but rather for severe damage, use grey, black, blue as a single pad. Or if you want, you can also use grey and the finish with the blue. You just need to test a bit. That's why there are many options, but they are still limited here, and you can actually choose very nicely what is best suited for you. And yes, the stress test was massively exaggerated. Please don't polish like this, folks. But I just wanted to show you how stable these pads are. And that for, I believe, 6 or 7 euros. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. If you have questions about the pads, leave them in the comments. In the next part, we'll also take a look at the small ones. And if we look at them here, we can see that the small one is just as impressively stable. It's always nice to see how the medium is not compressed at all. Really amazing. And we'll take a look at that in the next video. I wish you lots of fun polishing. Pads are linked below, and there will be many more videos on the other items as well. So a lot of content is coming your way. Until then, thank you. Always reachable. Your Sebastian. Bye guys.